Hi guys, it's Jamie here, and on page 4 of our altered book we're going to be doing some staggered pockets, which means we're leaving this page as it is and we'll be decorating that, and we're doing some pockets going upwards across the opposite page. So far I've torn down one and I've then torn out 2 pages. Just want to make sure that's going to give me enough space as a pocket. I'm probably going to take out 3 pages. Notice I'm leaving some bits in now so we're not always going up to those stitches. So that's 3 out and they're double pages. That will go against that one, but that's going to be a pocket in itself. We want it staggered. We have 1 pocket there, this is a pocket, so now we're going to take out 3 of these double pages. Now we're on to another pocket. Hopefully we're going to get it straightish. We've got 3 pockets there. Now we've got to take out 3. I'm going to leave that as the back page. As usual, all the pages we've torn out can become journaling cards. When we decorate this double spread, we have to remember it's all going to be seen together. We're wanting to decorate all of this at the same time so that we get the tones similar across all of it. Start as we always start with the white gesso and cover over the print. Doesn't have to be fully covered, because we'll probably add pages, bits and pieces to it. This is just to give a bit of a neutraler base. Neutraler, is that a word? That needs to dry off. I have some bits and pieces left over from previous pages. Therefore, I'm going to use these first to collage on these pocket edges, back pages and the facing page. And I'm going to be doing it in quite a random manner, I suppose, in the sense that I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to put pieces down and see where it takes me. Circular thing there. I'm not worried about getting them stuck down hugely efficiently because I am going to be putting some more gesso over this and some more Mod Podge. I don't even mind the fact these are not particularly mixing and matching together in tones, because we will be changing those as well. This is just a way to use up spare bits and pieces on this page. As you can see, they are just scraps and they're going anywhere. Probably run that one up there and tear the edge when it's dry. I have a bit of napkin left over from the rabbit yesterday. Don't know if that'll work or not. There's no reason why not. Now we've got some pieces on, I'm going to tear this edge again. Get some of this white gesso over it. It's actually all on the handle here, so it's come off on my hand. I hadn't realised. This will make it nice and random though. How to get rid of paint on your hand. Now I have the second layer of a napkin, so I'm hoping you can see there's some print on here, but it's very, very faint. I'm taking my Mod Podge and I will be sticking bits down and drying them off a bit better. I'm going to start to add bits of this napkin over everything. It doesn't matter if it gets patchy, but a bit of that print will unify because it's only gentle, but it'll show through a little bit. And then this one. I'm also taking the opportunity where pages have been torn out and I've left some ends in to glue those one to one page, one to the other. Throw over some plain napkin to strengthen. It's not going to add much bulk to the pocket, but it will give you a nice, secure central piece. When Mod Podge becomes dry, it is tacky. So using a bit of baby powder, because you don't want pockets sticking to former pockets, rub over the Mod Podge that you've been adding. To get the edges back, we're going to use a sanding block. Every page now has a covering of the inside of that napkin, some Mod Podge. It's also actually been sanded over all the edges and lightly over the pages, so some bits of napkin have come away to reveal bits underneath, so we're creating some layers. To create the colours, we're going to be using mostly antique linen, and I'm going to rub it over all these pockets that are going to show. The distress ink is going to go around the edges and rubbing so that you get a nice strong finish of that. And now we will use the Mod Podge to seal, but also it will move some of the inks around, and we're going to leave all of that to dry. We shall continue with a bit of collage. I have these Emma Bridgewater napkins, which I got from eBay, one of these sellers that sells 4 of things rather than the whole pack. These are journaling sheets or printed papers from the Ode to Autumn kit. I have these leaves that were sent to me, and I've yet to decide whether I'm going to use these on this page or the next page. I also have various bits of ephemera and scrap. This is quite dark, and I don't want to cover up a lot of this background. I want this page to be our focal page, and then these pockets just to have some area of interest on them. And I was wondering, because the napkins are of birds that tend to get shot, to be fair, in the autumn, whether we should use these ladies, which I cut from a book, kind of stepping outside of the frame with the guns, just collage a little bit behind that frame in similar colourways. For example, we have a stamp there. I've got some sort of vellum-y looking bits, and then add napkin that actually shows the grouse. I think that basically works. I'm not sure about the shiny stamps. I'm never sure about shiny stuff. Let's see if I've got one that's non-shiny. Yep, we can do something along those lines. Maybe something with a bit of colour, just to not have it too brown. Okay, I've got actually a pretend, I like circles in things as well, so we've got that circle there. We're getting there. Let's put some things down. I think that makes quite a nice little cluster here of bits and pieces. I like the pop of that, and we've got our hunters. I have this napkin, but I'm not quite sure whether I'm using it or not, but I will tear a strip off and see if it's going to work. I think it might. We can give it a go. We have this corner here with the gun and a bit of repairing to do anyway. So I think we could bring that kind of over opposite and repair that at the same time. So a little bit of repair done there. I'm not sure whether I should have ripped away at this. I maybe should have done, so I'm going to go in and try and tear at it. Oops, I've just decapitated a bird. Never mind, let's just get rid of the body. Then it won't matter quite so much that I've decapitated him. We can put something up over that anyway. I wonder if you can rip these. I reckon you can. And then I think that's just a little bit light, so we're going to tone that down. These ladies, do they really stand out? This is the Stabilo 8046. Let's just try giving that a touch of an outline, see if that helps. For the pockets, we do have the grouse thing, and then we just need to do some collaging with what's left. It's quite a big piece, that might go on that one. We've got a blank label. Let's just go with putting some stuff down. Oh, we've got our quote. I know that doesn't fully fit on, but we can tear at it. I don't think this is ever going to fit. Oh, it might fit on here. Go with the napkin going down there. We've got a cluster and butterfly. These are quite pretty in themselves. I'm not sure how much you need to add to those. I've got some other papers that might be interesting. Let's try it. Let's rip that one off if we can and edge that. I might just put something along the pocket edge on that one, like a piece of Hessian or something. I've put the Hessian on here. Let's just let everything dry and then see how we feel about it. This spread is quite dark and grungy. I think one way to lighten it up a bit will be to use some different journaling cards in it. First of all though, we're going to rub some talcum powder over it to make sure it's not too sticky, and then put the pockets together. To glue this down, going to use the art glitter glue in a thin line along two edges and try and help it just along that base there. Put it down. Need some clips, try and help it. Just put that to one side. Here's some mass-made journaling cards that I made for Creator Club from old food packaging. I'm thinking that because they're side pockets, I'm not going to want anything too big. And to make these very, very quickly, we will use some of the autumn napkins that I've got available. Cover over these prepared bases with a top coat. Before it dries, just rip some away. And they make really cute, quick journaling cards. To add some colour to these, and I've sanded over the top and the sides to give them a slightly rougher look. I'm going to take some of these Distress ink pads. This is peeled paint, which is the green that I like. Add them to this parchment paper. Add a bit of water. And then dip cards in it. And I'm going to take the Crackling Campfire, which is a bright orange. Put that over, spray that up. Dip bits of the card in that one. This time it's the Squeeze Lemonade, and I've run it slightly into the Crackling Campfire to see if we can get a mix going. I think with these bluey grey ones that are a little dull, I'm going to try adding these leaves, and the way I'm going to add them, because they are plasticky, is use the silicone glue. Here's the different journaling cards with the splodges of ink over them. They need edging, but I'm going to edge them with two colours. I'm going to edge them with the vintage photo, but also the rusty hinge, because I don't want them too dark, but they have to fit the slightly grungier page that we've ended up with this time. And I'll say ended up because it wasn't my intention for it to be that dark. For putting on the rusty hinge, I've actually got a sponge, because I think it will help it pop against that vintage photo. So what this is doing is taking the rusty hinge to a browner orange. I'll put another layer of the Mod Podge over, and because I didn't use the Ode to Autumn papers in the actual pages, I will probably use them to back the journaling cards. Here's the tags all done. They are still quite dark, but I've managed to get a bit of colour into them, and on the back they've been backed mainly with one sheet of the papers and a bit of a scrap coffee stain that was lying around. Some of them may not even fit in here, we'll see, but the idea is that you can add some tags to these pockets. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 9 tags in that staggered pocket there that you can write on. I'm not doing a journal with me question today, partly because it's late. It's taken quite a while to film this. I will do one next time. If you have enjoyed this video, please do all the YouTubey things, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you look at the drop down description menu, you will find links to any papers I've used, Creator Club, Facebook group, Happy Mail, Amazon wishlist, you name it, it's all down there should you wish to investigate that further. I will see you next time.